Take us to your leader. I am the leader. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. I'm Kenyatta, the ArtKitech. This will be a reading from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. The title of this reading is The Comment. The comment. What was the comment? The comment was, I don't like this video. The emotions are all over the place. Now, whose emotions? The comment said, and I'll probably say she because it was a feminine energy who wrote the comment, typed the comment out. This was not a comment I saw on anyone's video nor on mine, okay? Not in real time, not yet, okay? It's obviously a feminine energy, but now, the person said the emotions are all over the place. Okay, now my setup is a little different here. I'm still trying to get the same effect. But the emotions. Whose emotions? What do you mean the emotions? What does that mean, the emotions? Do they mean their emotions are all over the place? The emotions of the video are all over the place? The content of the video, what the video was saying, what about it made the emotions all over the place? It's a reading, and this comment was obviously for a reading on YouTube. Was there happiness, sadness, gladness, afraidness, fear? I mean, all over the place in the video? Did those emotions come up in the video as far as the content, or did those emotions come up in the person who made the comment? When I was in, I told you guys I went to seminary. I have a master's of divinity degree. I went to the Interdenominational Theological Center. For those who like to research and find out, is she telling the truth? That ain't the truth. She ain't did that. Okay. You can go look it up. Nevertheless, and I do have pictures up of when I graduated with my, yes, I'm going to say it, with my yellow cords, graduating honors. I'm not saying that people who don't have degrees then go to college and school and all that ain't shit. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm talking about me and what I did do. And what I achieved for myself because I wanted to, felt led and called to do. Anyway, moving on. And I did a damn good job at it. Hence, the yellow cords. Nevertheless. But I went to, there's an association called the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education, ACPE. I believe it's .org. And I went to, we had to do, you don't have to do this program, okay, but it's a chaplaincy program. First you do the internship and then you do the residency. The internship is for about 3 months. Most people do it in the summertime. I did mine in the summertime in Atlanta. I got pictures up of the group that I was with when I did it in Atlanta, the internship. And then I went on, I started the residency in Atlanta, but I didn't finish it. But I went on many years later to do the residency, which is for a year at Cleveland Clinic. And when you do that program, there are about, I think there were like 6 of us, no, maybe 7 or 8 of us, okay, in the program at the same time. Okay, and basically we did a year of chaplaincy work in the hospital, okay. But we also had time where we did group work where we, where we got together in groups, at certain points and periods of the day, to do head work. And what I mean by that is get into your mind, see where you're at. The wounded healer. Okay. But anyway, My supervisor at the time, who was the head of the, well, it was called the pastoral care department. He got hired and he changed the name to spiritual care department. I talked about that in the video as to why. I can't remember which one. Okay, when you do pastoral care, is usually from a particular point of view, which is a Christian point of view. But when you're working with others, especially in a hospital setting, okay, a prison setting and settings like that, okay, hospital setting, you work with, especially a hospital like Cleveland Clinic, for those of you who are familiar. You're working with people from all over the world, all different walks of life, and various faith backgrounds. So you want to be able to offer spiritual care from a perspective that can, you know, hopefully fit the needs of anyone who is looking for some care and calls for assistance in that regard, in that respect, okay? But one thing, when we got together and we had to, in our group work, we had to talk about certain things. And how did that make us feel? How did you feel about that? My supervisor, Dennis Kinney, was the head of the spiritual care department at that time. No longer is. Told us that there were, was it, I think 5 emotions that we could choose from. What was it? Sad, glad, mad. We would say afraid, for afraid. Sad, glad, mad, afraid. I can't remember the 5th one, shit. Okay, but he had a 5th one. Now, when I look it up on Google, sometimes they have 4, or, you know, sometimes they have a lot more than that. But he, you know, they said there's really only 5 emotions, okay? And anything else that you would think that would be an emotion falls under one of those 5, okay? Kind of like colors, all right? But anyway, so in the video, did the commenter, did they feel that there were all the emotions? What were the emotions that this person was referring to? And why did that bother them? That was one thing, you know, when we had talked about these emotions and how they made us feel, and maybe we didn't want to say that made me feel afraid or that made me feel mad or whatever. And, you know, by the time they got done, you know, digging and prodding and digging, you know, we had to face the fact, okay, that made me afraid or that made me mad. Why? Hard to dig into them emotions and get to the why, get to the root of it, of why it makes you feel a certain way. But now the person didn't say that it made them feel a certain way. It said the emotions are all over the place. But that person did not specify whose emotions, what emotions, emotions in the video, emotions in the reading, their emotions, what. But they didn't like it. It bothered them. Why did all those emotions, whether it was within them or in the content of the video, why did all those emotions bother them? To the point where they felt I didn't like the video. No, you did not dislike the video. The video in itself is just a video. You didn't like the content of the video because the emotions were all over the place. But I'm thinking that probably because you were not brave enough to say it, it's your emotions were all over the place. It did something to you. It spoke to you, to some aspect of you that maybe you don't want to feel, you don't want to deal with, you don't want to face. It made you afraid. Maybe it made you mad. Maybe it made you feel sad. Maybe it made you feel happy. Maybe it made you feel glad. But for some reason, you're not brave enough to deal with the emotions, regardless of whether they were your emotions or not. So the wording would be not that I did not like the video, I did not like the emotions that came through. Okay, maybe you don't want to say it, maybe put it on the World Wide Web, or maybe you're just there to fucking harass somebody. The creator, the content creator. To make them question themselves, when the reality is you are questioning yourself and don't want to deal with yourself and your reality and how you really feel. Don't come over here with no bullshit. But you will. You know how they say a hit dog will holler. Now, I'm not calling anyone a dog. But something hit you. Whoever this person is. Something in the video hit you, hit certain emotions that made you feel a certain way. Think, maybe put you in a position where you had to think about something. Now, usually when you watch a tarot reading, there's something in the title that makes you feel like, that resonates with me. Let me see what it is they're talking about. Let me see if this fits my situation. And when content creators and when readers do their readings, things are said, especially if you feel like the title resonates with you. You begin to watch it and you say, oh, yeah, that's me. That resonates with me. That resonates with me. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. That hit something. Made me feel a certain way. And instead of owning it and saying my emotions are all over the place, 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, 1 minute I'm glad, 1 minute I'm afraid, 1 minute... No, you say the emotions. Lack of accountability. The reading in and of itself doesn't owe anyone anything. It's a reading. Damn sure the content creator don't. They're doing a reading. So let's see what this is all about. Let's get into it. Here we have the Judgment card, upright. Page of Wands in reverse. 3 of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands, upright. 6 of Swords, in reverse. I'm hearing freedom, but I'm also hearing the word justified. You need to justify your freedom, or you want to be free and don't know how to justify it, or something along those lines. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. When I say something along those lines, sometimes basically I mean whatever the hell that means for you. You got something that you're dealing with and something that you're afraid to show. But afraid to show who? Afraid to show yourself. You show yourself, you show the world, it really doesn't matter. I am here and get in your time and space and in your place and deal with your issues. These things that were said here in this video, whatever the video is, whatever the reading is, that made you rethink about some things you don't want to touch, things you don't want to deal with. I feel like it has to do with a person. Yourself, of course, but there's someone else here, someone else that you don't want to do. I feel like this is a child here. There was a child, okay? There was a child that you did not have, you did not groom, you did not grow. This child was lost. I feel like you gave birth to this child, but I feel like this child didn't last. It didn't live. Okay, like I said, you didn't have it, meaning you did not, you birthed the child. I know we say you had a child, that means you gave birth. You had the child. Okay, but you were not able to keep the child, to have the child in your possession, in your arms, in your realm, in your world, in your universe, in your you. Okay, because the child was dismissed. I'm hearing the child was moved along. The child, in other words, failed to thrive. I'm hearing the child died. And for some reason, I feel like you feel like it's your fault. But I'm also hearing I shouldn't have had this child. I shouldn't have kept this child. I feel like in pregnancy. You didn't want to keep it. But you did. I mean, you decided to move on without it. So the child, once again, the child was dismissed. See, you know, these things, sometimes, you know, the power of the mind. The mind is powerful. All is mental, right? You didn't want to keep the child. I feel like you may have felt like the child was a burden. I'm hearing the word burden. The child is going to be burdensome to me. I don't want to keep it. But instead of, going to a clinic, you decided to hold it within yourself, within your body, within your womb to bring it forth. I'll give the child away. But instead, I'm hearing the child was given away. All right, you dismissed the child. The child was dismissed. Sometimes we really don't know how powerful we are and the things that we can do. Superhuman, I'm hearing. These abilities, superhuman abilities, the things that we can do, the things that we're allowed to do, the things that we, that are within us. We don't sometimes realize how powerful we truly are. Five of Pentacles upright, Four of Pentacles upright, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Magician upright. The video that I saw the comment under has not been released yet, but this goes perfectly in line with what the video is about. I feel like maybe you may have felt like if you gave birth to this child, or you had this child, you did give birth to it, like I said, okay, the child did not live, the child was dismissed, you dismissed it. Someone would know. I'm hearing that this is not my seed. You gave birth here to someone else's child seed for me to keep and be responsible for and take care of. I don't want this child. This is, I feel like, something that maybe you were married or had a boyfriend or something like that, and this child belonged to somebody else. And I feel like you thought that they wouldn't know. I'm hearing they questioned it. They questioned the pregnancy. How can that child be mine? I've not even been here nor around to impregnate you. I don't know. Maybe guys, I'm doing their job or something like that. Maybe they were away for a while. Maybe they was in jail for a while, prison, something like that, but they were away. The child was gone. I feel like you felt like, them questioning it. If you had it, okay, and kept it and whatnot, the person was going to look and see that this is not my child again. They questioned it. And maybe you felt like you didn't want this person to go away, to leave you, you thought they would cast you out. But for some reason, you decided to hold on to the birth, the pregnancy rather, to birth it. But you wanted to hold on to this home that you had, okay? I don't know, maybe this, like I said, the father of this child, I feel like might have been in maybe prison or the military, something to do with their job, being away for a period of time, that they felt like it would be impossible for this to be mine. You don't want to lose your home. I feel like you may have thought that if you lost your home, you would be without. Maybe you feel like you were not able to take care of yourself, okay? Or at least take care of yourself in the provision, the way this man provided, okay, for the home. I feel like you felt like, I can't provide in that way. I don't have the necessary, what's necessary for me to build a home the way in which this man has built for me. I don't want to lose my home. I don't want to lose my life. I don't want to lose what God has set and provided for me. This is what I'm hearing. But I lost out, I'm hearing, when I, went forth here with someone else to produce a child that I really don't want. Okay, I don't want this. I don't want this seed. Did not know that you were going to, manifest or bring forth that. Eight of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. thinking and fearing, once again, that this man here, your life, I'm hearing your life breath, this man who had provided for you, who loved you, who had taken care of you, okay, would leave you, didn't want this man to leave you. And again, it's kind of pretty much the same message. Okay. Feeling like you would have no options in life. Feeling like, you know, again, you had not built any kind of foundation for yourself. Okay. To take care of yourself in the way that you had been taken care of here. Where this man, the husband here, or boyfriend, whatever it was, okay, long-term, I'm in affection, this committed relationship. He has provided for me. He has given me my nature. Maybe that means helped give you an identity. Like sometimes when people get married, they're so identified with the marriage, you know, and I guess rightfully so. I don't, you know, like, you know, I'm no longer, you know, Miss such and such. I'm Mrs. such and such now. Like it gives an identity. And I feel like if he left, ended this situation, ended this relationship as a result of that, then the identity is gone. Now, who am I? Okay. And feeling like you don't have any options in life to build a life for oneself. Okay. But I'm here, but I don't want to leave myself alone. Didn't want to be without this man, his property, his management. I don't know. Okay. Once again, whatever he provided for you. 9 of Cups, upright. 7 of Swords, in reverse. The Strength card, upright. I feel like you were provided here a life of comfort, contentment. Maybe, like, I really think this was a marriage at like maybe you were at home wife, at home mother, you know, not working, not having an outside job. And this was something, I feel like you felt proud of this too. This home, this, you know, that you built with yourself, the community, the home community, and maybe even the community that you became a part of. I hope y'all can see that. Okay. Like I said, I changed the shit, you know, the shit up a little bit. I'll push the cards up here. Okay. All right. Okay, the community even that you may have been a part of as a result of this. It could have been home community, like I said, just your home, your family, his family, okay, maybe put you up in a nice community, okay, maybe like a gated community, you know, all of those nice, wonderful things. I mean, it felt good to me. I didn't want to lose that. Okay. And that this was done. It might have even taken you, whatever this person's occupation was here, okay, taking you out of maybe, you know, shit. What am I trying to say? Taking you out of maybe like a poor community or inner city or something like that to a nice, like I said, a nice area. Okay, like nice suburban type of location from where you were. I want to stay in this hood mess no more. This is what I'm hearing. And this was done. Like I said, I feel like you were proud of this because this was done without, you know, any kind of criminal activities. Okay. The man didn't commit no crime. So, like I said, he might have been in jail. I think that I'm wrong for that. I feel like it has something to do with his job, him being away. Okay. We didn't steal for it. We didn't lie for it. We didn't manipulate for it. He just got it. So I feel like for you here, I feel like when this child came forward, you decided again to put it to rest. Now, I'm not saying anybody actually poisoned the child, because I feel like this child may have passed in the hospital after its birth. Didn't live long, didn't last long after that. I'm here, I did not want it. I wanted to dismiss it. Move on. Go elsewhere. And that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying you did no spells and black magic, witchcraft, and all that kind of stuff. Again, I feel like this happened in the hospital not long after the child's birth. I don't feel like the child lived more than a day or two. And I feel like you, within power, the power of the mind, your abilities. Now, whoever this may resonate with, that don't mean go out somewhere. All right, I see I'm powerful. I can make shit happen with my mind and hurt and harm folk and kill them. No. This may not even be something that you would be able to do again. And you may not have done it. I don't think there's something that you looked at and said, I got my beams coming from my eyes at the child to get it up on out of here. And looking at it all. Gone. No. I talked to this girl one time years ago. I know a long, long, long time ago. Actually, two separate people told me similar stories. They don't know each other, live in totally different states. I know one from college, and I know one just from, here in the city. The one here in the city told me one time she, her and the man wasn't really getting along that well. And they got to, kissing all up on each other and everything. Things was about to happen. And she said she looked and she saw a child sitting on the edge of the bed. And she pushed him off of her and said, hell no. She said, what? I wasn't bringing forth another child with him. Not with what we were going through. Talking about like that. Now, this other friend of mine who doesn't live here, who I know from college, it was a similar story. She knew this guy. She'd been dating this guy. He was of another race. And, I'll just say, she was a celibate. Is it celibate? She wasn't having sex with anyone. But they were forming a bond that was her man. He understood that she wasn't on that. And she said they were sitting together one day. I don't know, maybe holding hands or doing something together. And she saw the child that they could have made was looking at her. She described the child perfectly. And she said, I don't want to have a child with this man. Now, I don't know what happened with that relationship. I think it ended. But she did what she had to do, so Or how some women, I've heard stories of women who think they might be pregnant. They're not quite sure. And just mentally meditate, go within. And next thing they know, ain't no babies. I know what I felt. I feel something with, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I wasn't really sure. It was about, it was time for my cycle to come on. I didn't think I was pregnant at all. And I'm cramping and shit, and days and days and days go by and I'm cramping. And I know my body, I know my cycle, I know how the shit works. Shit, I was about 33 years old. So I did 22 years of a period. I knew exactly how my body worked. And I'm like, well, this is not normal. This is not usual here. I just felt so subtly, it was such a subtle feeling. It was just different. It was off. It was different. Like something feels different. Now, I had been studied with the Hebrew community. We were vegan. So when I left the community, this was after I left 6 months, I was stayed vegan. And one day I said, I want some chicken. And I ate some chicken, and, you know, my neck broke out, bumps and all the type of shit. And I'm like, oh, Lord, you know, I'm thinking. So when I'm fit, it was the same time, I'm feeling a little off, feeling a little different. I said, it must be because I ate that, I started eating meat. It was only a few days. So I go get a tarot reading. This was, I was younger, you know, like in my early 30s, like I said, you know, I used to get tarot readings a lot. So I go to this lady for a reading. I didn't know anything about any of these cards. I know what was what. All I know is she pulled out a card, and I don't know what deck it was or anything, but I swear I saw a white woman with golden hair that just flowed for days. Because I was like, I feel a little off, you know, just want to make sure everything's okay. And she looked, she said, everything's all right from what I can see. She wasn't saying that she was no doctor, no shit like that. She said, but you're probably pregnant. Well, I walked up out there. I said she was off for that whole session. And that pregnancy shit, please, shit. So we go by, I'm cramping, no period, you know, nothing, you know. And I'm talking to my friend about it. I can't remember what she said to me, but it scared the shit out of me. So I ran, instead of getting a pregnancy test, I just wasn't thinking clearly. I ran to the clinic, and they gave me a pregnancy test, and it came up negative. Oh, Lord, have mercy, God, Lord Jesus, something wrong with my body, Lord Jesus, have mercy, Lord Jesus. The lady looked at me and she said, just, girl, ain't nothing wrong with you. She said, wait, give it a week. She said, it might just be too early. Now, when I went to the lady, to the tarot reader, I hadn't had the cramping yet. But something was just felt different in my body, within my being. Not just my physical body, in my being. So, you know, I waited a week, let the pappy know. He didn't respond because we had broke up. We had just broke up right before all this. He didn't respond. I'm like, what the hell is this? We too old for this shit. Goddamn, okay. You know. So finally I called him and he said, I thought you was lying. Ain't no way in hell you could be pregnant. Which we really was a fucking shock. From, you know, because we hadn't touched each other for a while, wasn't really getting along like that, okay. So I goes to get a pregnancy test. The lady told me, wait a week. I go, and the line, that little second pink line popped right up. Boom. Pregnant. And I was like, wow. I knew I felt different. Before the cramping started, I could tell there was just some kind of shift that had taken place inside of me. Ain't no need nobody saying, hell no. I've heard about women saying, you know, especially when I was younger, you'd be at the beauty shop. My uncle owned a beauty salon here. Very well known. The lady who raised me, her brother, very well known. He had this salon for years. And, you know, you be listening, you kids, you be listening to folk in there getting your hair done, and, you know, lady who raised me getting her hair done, and you be listening. And I remember hearing every now and then a woman say, I don't know how I could have been pregnant. I don't even know how I got pregnant. You know, some people be like, oh, girl, you know how you get. Well, she know how. But the time period didn't match. From the information they give us. Didn't match. Shouldn't have been. Couldn't have been. How? Okay, well, let's just roll with it. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, it's, you know, some women, you know, you hear these stories. You read about them. I felt like I was pregnant. I know what I felt in my body. I've been pregnant before. I'm talking about other people saying this. I've been pregnant before. I know what it feels like, blah, 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 this, that, and other. I wasn't having another baby. No, I didn't go drink no salt water and hit no pressure points on my fingers and whatnot to abort anything. I went within and dismissed it. Move on. It is not time for you to come forth. So this is what I'm saying here. Child born, but I'm not ready. I don't want this. Okay, yeah, I fucked up. The man was gone, and I got me some. But I wasn't ready for it. I did not want this, lest I lose what I have gained here by a moment's indiscretion, from a moment in time indiscretion. I'm hearing foolish, being foolish, missing my man, missing some love, missing some action, and in need. There's no judgment here. But what I'm saying is, before you set out to make out a comment to destroy or to hurt or belittle the content creator who's just delivering a reading, and you're doing all that because you're hit by your own personal situation, allow yourself that opportunity from the reading and whatever it has stirred up in you to be healed instead of running from it and projecting your anger and your issues out on either the reading, which really ain't got nothing to do with you in that regard, ain't personal, or the content creator. Those who feel that they're doing what they're called to do, or what they have the gift or ability to do, or maybe simply just what they want to do. I'm hearing there's more. Lead yourself into this action of self-renewal, the promise I'm hearing of you allowing yourself the healing that you deserve instead of lashing out. Go within. And what they say, forgive yourself first with the spirit of forgiveness, love, healing. All right, I'm hearing that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.